Welcome to the Gleeful Meeple, a podcast all about board games where strategy meets laughter and slide puzzles can make a comeback. In this episode, we peer into our collections to talk about underrated games. We get in touch with our fruity side in this week's game of the show, Juicy Fruits.
I'm offended.
And you, the Gleeples, get to play along as the hosts get put in the hot seat with this week's game challenge. Your Paradise Island produces delicious fruit. Can you ship it off and entice small businesses to set up shop on your island? There's no sliding around the truth on this one. It's all about the fruit and ice cream and milkshakes. Hey, fellow fruit fiends.
That was so not politically correct, but
I
that's fine.
loved it. I'm just sad it couldn't be during Pride Month. Hi, James. I'm Emily.
Hey, this is Dwayne.
Hey, my mom calls me JK.
And I am James. My mom calls me James. I did it again, guys. I'm keeping it rolling. We have another limerick.
You are on a roll.
There once was a game of proportions, a mashup of sorts, more than once. The race of the fall brings change to us all. No Disney here, shots on all fronts.
What? I might need to hear that one again.
Yeah, do it again.
There once was a game of proportions, a mashup of sorts, more than once. The race of the fall brings change to us all. No Disney here, shots on all fronts.
I want to say Meadow.
Meadow?
And it's not Meadow.
Okay. We were in the same space. It's on all fronts.
I know I pushed the rhyming of the first two lines. But
Yeah.
just hang with me on it. Dwayne's like, you failed.
Race Up the Falls feels like that should be
Wait,
a
hold on.
big hit.
Did he say falls
Race
or fall?
to the fall is
Of
what I
the
thought.
fall.
Of the
Of the
race
fall.
of the fall.
Of the fall.
There once was a game of proportions, a mashup of sorts, more than once. The race of the fall brings change to us all. No Disney here, shots on all fronts.
Well, and then I'm thinking of like Jenga because that can fall.
Disney doesn't
But there's
have
also a
Jenga.
Disney. Well, yeah. But it said, never mind. Hold on.
Oh, I got you guys. I thought one person here would get this.
The Race of the Fall. Shots on all fronts.
There's no Disney here.
There's no Disney here, shots on all fronts.
So Disney and Shots has me thinking Bambi. So what's the opposite of Bambi?
Let me go a line. Every line matters in this one.
Okay.
There once was a game of proportions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So something to do with size, large, small.
A mashup of sorts, more than once. So there's two aspects of a mashup happening. The race of the fall brings change to us all. No Disney here, shots on all fronts. Wow, this is a tricksy one. I tested it out on somebody when
I have a guess that I hate, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it out since we don't have anything else. Revive?
No, it's not Revive.
The proportions thing. What is a game that has where proportions matter?
Juicy
Proportions
fruits.
and shots.
Brew
I'm
crafters.
really surprised.
I am lost.
Yeah.
Distilled.
No.
Is that
JK
warmer?
was on the right track
What did you
earlier.
say?
What did I say?
I don't know, JK. What'd you say?
Well, we went for Meadow, and then I said something about sizes, big and small.
There
Large
once was a
and
game of proportions, a mashup of sorts. What game has mashups and proportions?
Smash up, but no.
Yeah.
Are you mashing
Challengers.
two things together? The race of the fall.
Oh, I got it. It's Small World.
Oh, dang it.
Dwayne got it.
Yes.
It is Small World.
See, I still haven't played that, so I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
I would
Okay.
really like to get that to the table again because it's been a hot minute. So let's
All
try
right.
to set that next event. We show up
Okay.
that together. I'll
Yeah.
try to get it to the table. And
Do you
Jake-
have it?
Oh yeah, bottom shelf.
Someone brought it out to Game Point, so they taught me a little bit about it.
Yeah,
It's a fun one.
it is. It's
Okay.
interesting, and just the way that the powers mash up together creates a lot of interesting combinations and duos.
Yeah.
And unlike Smash Up, here's my issue with Smash Up. Once you put the decks together, fairy zombies.
The fun ends.
And it's
Yes.
this
Yeah.
is because that area the area control in that game is grim and long.
Yeah.
Whereas now that I think about it, those games are similar in a lot of ways, but Small World is much better.
Yes.
Okay.
Way to go, Dwayne. I'm glad we got there.
Hey, thanks,
We
buddy.
did get it.
I appreciate all the help.
I feel bad that I didn't get it because that's one
I
of
thought,
my favorites.
I was shocked.
Was the proportions the size of the characters? What were you going for with that?
No, it's Small World.
Oh God.
Literally, it's in the title.
Fine.
And JK was sitting here going, "What? So proportions, big, small." He said it out loud, and I couldn't change them. I was trying so hard to put a poker face on. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. So mash up, and then the race of the fall.
Yeah.
When you fall, you all have races in that game. So I didn't want to use the word
The race goes
if I
into
said
decline.
decline, I would have given it away.
Yep.
So the
That
race
is, it
of
was
the
finally
fall.
the fall that did it for me. With shots on all fronts.
I mean, it's kind of a area, not control, but I mean, you're getting attacked from all fronts from everybody else on the table.
I like it.
So shots from all
Yep.
fronts.
All right, seems fine, James. Good job.
Thank you for your for your approval, Dwayne. I needed that in my life.
Dwayne
I
came
can move
out.
on with my life and do better things now.
So I was on BGG the other day and I found this geek list that I thought was very charming, and I just love how it started, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it.
Okay.
The title of this geek list is called Original Games I Own That I'm Stubbornly Annoyed Have Newer Versions, in parentheses, old lady yells at ... someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have some thoughts on this.
I've been there.
Yeah.
for
So
sure.
we've talked about like upgraded components, like upgraded editions. Like we've talked about how I just got Parks like a couple months ago. Some of the ones on her list. Do you want to know what number one item on
Yeah,
her list is?
yeah.
I'm gonna guess.
Oh, this is more fun.
I'm gonna guess her number one is Castles of Burgundy.
It is. It is.
I've upgraded that game twice. So.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's
okay.
like, I still have ye old but ugly production
Yeah.
of
It is
2011.
ugly, honestly. Oh, because they did was it the Aaliyah box?
They did the standard edition, which is the beige, and then they did the anniversary edition.
Which is just the key on the front.
Yes.
Yeah, it's part of that. Oh God, they did a few games. Vegas Royale's part of that line where they numbered them. I love stuff like that. Like, give me a box, give me a row of boxes with numbers on them. Yeah, I'll buy your stupid games. even, and in that case, I hate Tuscany. If I was collecting that, I would get Tuscany just to have the complete set.
And I think that one did not improve upon the original. Like, it just made it
Probably
different.
not.
It just made it different.
Because I know Tuscany kind of looks gross, and also Vegas Royale, they added a lot of cool stuff. They added some of the expansions, which are hard to find, but they took away all the fantastic, like, 70s, 80s Vegas artwork that was in the
Yeah.
original version. So, yeah, it's like better game, but the artwork's not pretty at all.
And then the newest one is going to be the Awakened Realms, totally
And that
deluxified,
is
beautified
beautiful.
version. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is something that I've gone through quite a bit.
I was about to say, yeah, y'all have been around the block a few more times than I have
Yeah.
as far as board game shopping goes.
Well, there's what comes to mind initially is Arkham Horror, because second edition and third edition are such different games that I have decided to keep both of them, and not only the base game, but like the ton of expansions that come with each game. So
That's how I feel about Parks. It's my boyfriend and I have played both editions now, and we also like played a lot of games on the first edition, and so there is a little bit of nostalgia that's still there. But I feel like the second edition streamlines a bunch of the expansions and even like another game that Keymaster does into one game that I've really enjoyed.
Well, here's the question mark on this then. So if you as a gamer have a game that you like, you want to keep it in your collection, but then you realize there's a new version in the pipeline. Are you waiting to see what that new edition looks, feels, plays like, and then get rid of your old one? Or do you get rid of the old one in advance and just go all in that this new one is going to be better?
In advance. So whenever I see if a publisher announces coming soon this game, right? It's not on crowdfunding yet, or it hasn't been released yet, but coming soon, it's been announced. A lot of times it's crowdfunding because they want to get the hype train going, but it hasn't started yet, a couple months out, whatever it is. And I have the old version of a game, I immediately start thinking, when is the next flea market in my area? Because I want to get my old one sold at the best price possible before word gets out that a new version is coming.
Yes, smart.
Because your older one at that point is pretty much not worthless, but if you've got something that's moderately collectible, it may be out of print or something along those lines.
That's different.
And then that new one is coming out.
Oh, yes. Then it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. So as long as the new one, if they've released pictures or something and it looks like, no, I want the new one. Yeah, I'm immediately trying to sell my old one. And that means that I might be without that game for a year or longer until it delivers on crowdfunding. But yeah, I'm looking for the closest flea market in the next few months. Can I, sell this before word gets out that it's happening? And that was Santorini was one of my most recent ones. The moment it got announced and Roxley, just showed what it was like, super nice. And now it's delivered, but I sold it at Game Point Flea Market, for like $20, $25.
Oh, well, now I want to see the new one.
I would love to see what the new one looks like.
It's so nice.
Also, great 2-player game, kind of lousy 3 and 4-player game, but two players, it's solid. JK, you brought up a good point about things that are out of print, because a lot of times people are not watching, not to the degree we are, about what's coming up. So my daughter and I played a lot of Talisman, and we got in like the 4th edition that Fantasy Flight did, but I only grabbed a few expansions because we were kind of like playing it to death before we got a new one. By the time I wanted to collect more of it, it was out of print. I got word that Pegasus Spiel was going to do a re-release. And on top of that, it was basically taking the same thing that they were just going to republish what Fantasy Flight did. No updates to the art. It was the same expansions. I was able to get on eBay. I was able to sell the base game and the 3, maybe 5 expansions I had, and make enough to buy the entire run of the new print, and with some money left over. So staying on top of like what's going on in the market can be really beneficial. But kind of parlaying off of that, when you have a game that is just a reprint, basically, it's a new edition because it's changing publishers or they tweak they made a rule tweak. I don't really need to hold on to the old edition. Right, it's basically the same thing, but when you get into collector's editions and whatever castles of Mad King
one of the ones that
Ludwig
jumped right to my mind. Yeah,
I saw no need to keep the old castles of Mad King Ludwig. It was just it's the same game with better components, and then the ridiculous big version that we also bought.
Oh, and I take it back. The most recent one was actually Tricarion. They did a original Kickstarter version that I found for a great deal at McKay's recently. Got it for a steal at McKay's because I saw that it was actually pretty rare. It's it's Kickstarter version, all the extras. Nice. Great deal. And then I saw they announced coming soon, 10th anniversary edition, everything, all this stuff, whatever, like way better. And they announced that it was coming, but hadn't launched yet. And I was able to sell the one I got at McKay's at TGD.
I wonder if the person that took it to McKay's in the first place knew that as well. And
maybe
they were getting rid of theirs.
I don't know what time it was, but I got a premium price for it at TGD, which I guarantee you wouldn't have been the case if that campaign had been live and I was trying to sell it.
Yeah. El Grande also comes to mind. El Grande is a great game that in its original box was just butt ugly, just not a good looking game at all. And the thing is, they released a new edition that looks vastly different than the original one, but I don't know that it's better.
I've heard fans don't care for what the new one looks like either. It feels like a game like that where the gameplay is solid and it's kind of a perennial favorite. If you have 5 players and you don't have time for Battlestar, you're obviously going to play El Grande a lot of times. They should be able to make a pretty version of that game.
Yeah. This one went very neon colored and bright.
Yeah.
That's weird for the time period it's set in, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God. Imagine an 80s themed El Grande. I would play that. I'll work on it some. I'll come up with some ideas.
Man, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't discount that the old version exists and it's still playable. Mm-hmm. It's still a playable game. It just, you want the new one or not?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was just interesting finding that geek list because I know I'm going to turn into that someday where I'm like, I'm not getting Parks 4th edition. I'm going to stay on 2nd.
Or you'll collect all of them.
Or, yeah, we'll see. Time will tell.
Got to collect them all.
Yep.
All right, so for today's main topic, we are putting some math, some formulas into play here. We have looked at BGG's rankings, which is the average user ranking of games, and we've eliminated everything that is ranked 7 or higher. But that said, we're taking a look at our collections and figuring out what does BGG say is not a great game that we kind of disagree with. Now, how do they get their ratings?
Have you ever heard of the Bayesian average?
No.
I've heard of it, but I could not tell you what the definition is.
I know exactly what it is, but I'd love to hear you describe it.
Thanks, Dwayne. Just for the benefit of the listeners, of course. So the way Board Game Geek ranks games is they have an average user rating and they have their Board Game Geek rating. The average user rating is literally just us going on there, rating the game what we want, and then the average of all those ratings. No finagling. Thank you, JK. Nothing weird about it at all. Board Game Geek's rating is called a Bayesian average, or they use that. So what they do is you have to have a minimum of 30 ratings required for a game to be eligible for ranking it at all. And then after you do that, BGG adds a predetermined number of dummy ratings to the actual user ratings. These dummy ratings have a value of 5.5, which is the midpoint between that 1 to 10 rating scale. And the purpose of adding these dummy ratings is to prevent games with very few ratings but high average scores from disproportionately impacting the rankings. So the effect of the dummy ratings is to pull the geek rating closer to the average rating of all games in the database. So that's a general idea.
And to be clear, which one are we using for this experiment?
The average user rating.
Okay.
When you go into Board Game Geek and you look at a game and there's a number inside that octagon with it's at green or it's red or yellow, that number is the average. Hopefully it's green. It's the average user rating.
See last episode for how Dwayne uses that to make decisions at McKay's.
So if, for example, a brand new game comes out, the day it hits the streets, we all play it. 3 of us think it's a 10 and 1 think it's a 9, and we all go on and rate it. That game is going to be a 9 point something.
9.75.
Once it got 26 other ratings, yes.
On the average.
Because it does require, yes. Yeah. On the average.
Even the average requires a minimum requirement?
I think so.
Okay.
Just to display.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So in doing this pulled a lot of games out of my collection, took them out of contention, and left me with a reasonably sized list.
I was about to say, are you bragging about how many good games you have?
No. There's plenty of weak sauce on my shelf too as well.
Weak sauce.
And it is worth mentioning that generally speaking, it's accepted that if you go to BGG and see a game with a 7 or higher, it's probably a safe bet that it's a decent, good game.
Things start to get risky around the 6s.
Yeah, so that's why we went below a 7 to see, hey, what games are in our collection that average rate low, but we think might be higher.
Who wants to kick this off?
I will. Okay. And then just one more note about a 7 rating. If you go to put in your own user rating for a game, the 7 has some little flavor text of good, usually willing to play.
What does it say for a 6?
So 6 is okay, will play if in the mood.
Okay.
So basically we were saying, because I don't know about you all, but the ones I'm about to mention are all in the 6 range. So these are going to be games that I would rate 7 or higher.
I will say this. The ones that I have listed out are all, according to BGG, between 6.5 and 6.9, but I think they're all 8s.
So I think one of the games that I think is underrated that's below 7 is going to be Landmarks. Landmarks is a great co-op game.
So fun.
Treasure hunting. It's one of those, like, every time we bring it out to the table, we just play it for hours. Got to make sure everyone has a turn being like the treasure hunter leader. But that one, and I would also put Lunar up there. Now, Lunar is a trick-taking game. I really like it. There's so many trick-taking games out there with just variations on a theme. But I really like the artwork. I really like the idea. And so it's one of those, like, whenever we have 4 players that know trick-taking games and enjoy them, I always want to get it to a table.
Going back to our card-centric episode from season 1, I believe that was Kristen's all-time favorite card game.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Yeah, Landmarks is a great pick. It came out, it's not that old. It came out last year, but it's gotten a lot of play, and it's a unique take on the just word game kind of structure. My only downside to that, my only thought is it can turn into Synonym the game. It's a lot of synonyms that you end up kind of playing off of each other. But great idea, great implementation. It's fun
because that's what it's more of an experience. Like, I don't know, like it's a great warm up game. Like, it's a great filler game. Like, oh, we got 20 minutes until we need to be out of here. Whatever. Like, let's just throw Landmarks up there. So I don't know, not as crunchy as some of the other games on my list, but it's one that I love it when it hits the table.
And what's it rated?
It is a 6.91, so it's almost there. Almost there.
Okay. Emily, estimated, how big is your board game collection?
86, but that's, I think, including expansions.
Okay. Here's a fun fact. I know we're going at 6.9.
Yeah.
My games on my shelf that are rated 5.9 or lower on BGG, I have 56.
That is so many. But I know you have some.
Many.
I know you have some oldies on there.
Well, there's that, and there's also this thing that I have enough room where I'm able to be like, if Halloween should fall on a Tuesday during an odd year, I have the perfect game for that.
You have space for it.
Yeah, so that game's probably hanging out somewhere on my shelves.
Well, Dwayne, your collection also consists of a lot of classics, a lot of variations of Monopoly, Scrabble, some of the old
Operation.
That brings down a lot of my scores.
That brings your scores down.
And my huge collection of Simpsons board games, of which none of them are probably over a 5.9. There might be some 6s in there. But to the topic at hand, I wanted to start with a game that I think is a lot of fun. It's short and it plays 6 players really well, and that is Conflicting Legends.
Never played it.
Is that the rock, paper, scissors?
It's the rock, paper, scissors game.
No.
So it is, it's kind of, it's all a little like Risk because you have a deck of continents that you are trying to conquer. So you can pull those into your realm. Those give you victory points. And then you have a hand of cards on your turn. You play a card, and all the red cards are going to instigate an attack with a player of your choosing and any one of their realms in front of them. All attacks are resolved through rock, paper, scissors, but every red card will change the rules to some degree of the rock, paper, scissors game. So
you might be going both of your hands against their one hand.
Both of your hands.
That's funny.
It might be like play rock, paper, scissors, but if you throw scissors, you gain a benefit. So now it's a little mental mind tease with your opponent. Like, are they going to throw scissors to get the bonus, or are they going to try to
throw paper, assuming I'm going to do the rock to beat their scissors?
Right. Yeah, like you can. Maybe the problem with the game is there's a lot of AP that could happen over a simple game of rock, paper, scissors. Yeah. But I find that a lot of fun. Reese and I ended up playing that late night or the first play was late night at a convention once, and I was immediately on Amazon getting a copy of it because I was just so delighted, and we had such a great time playing that.
Huh.
What be JK? What's your first one?
My first one. So I'm going to start kind of where I disagree the least with BGG. And they have it at a 6.9. It's Cavern Tavern, which I'm calling an 8. All of these I'm calling an 8. Cavern Tavern was one of the early games to come out from Final Frontier, and it's simple and fast. You are working in a medieval tavern making drinks for elves and trolls and such, trying to acquire all the proper ingredients and get the formula right to get the drink to get the points for what they want.
Okay.
It's really
That's
simple.
Cute.
It's cute. it did. I don't think it got a lot of publicity at all, but it's a fun little game.
Is that the one we played that one time that I was really impressed with?
Perhaps, yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. It's something like that. That yes, if that's it, it's surprisingly fun.
Yeah. James?
My first one I want to mention is a game called Kerala: The Way of the Elephant.
Oh, yeah. I've played that with you.
Yeah, and similarly, I don't disagree too much. BGG has it rated at a 6.8. I would probably put this at a solid 7.5. I think 8 might be pushing it, but really, really simple tile drafting game. Every player controls 2 elephants, and every round you're going to put out a set of tiles that you draft one at a time. All these tiles are a number of different colors: green, blue, red, black. And as you lay out, and they're square tiles, as you lay them out, you're moving your elephants along these tiles, and you're trying to create groups of these tiles that score at the end of the game. There's some special tiles out there that trigger some special abilities that allow you to move your elephants around or move tiles around when normally you can't. And it's just a really neat tile drafting game that you don't see very often. It's very colorful, great theme, fun to move the elephants around. And it stays in my collection.
Pretty.
It's never going to go anywhere. Yeah, it's a really pretty one. I like it a lot. Maybe I'll try bringing it out more often.
Okay. Emily, back around to you.
Yeah, I'm realizing now that I'm looking at my list, a lot of mine are card games. So to keep in that trend, Coup is below 7 by like 6.98. So once again, another one on the cusp that I think I could rate it like maybe a 7.5 or something. Coup is when I first met Dwayne. It's a bluffing game. It's you have your 2 character cards. You're trying to be the last person standing, and the fastest way to get money is to claim you're the Duke. And so we now have just kind of like a running tradition of like how many people can claim the Duke before someone starts to call bluff.
And there's only 3 Dukes in the game, correct?
Total,
Yeah,
yes.
3 of every card. And everyone's the Duke. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I remember that game so well.
Yeah.
Because the guy running it had no idea what he had several of the rules wrong.
Uh-huh.
And I just got in there. I sat down and he was like, "We're in the middle of a game." I'm like, "It's Coup. You'll be done soon enough." And
Dwayne's
so
like,
I'm already on hot Dwayne mode. And then he does something. I'm not even in the game yet, and he does something. I'm like, "That's not the way that's done." And here comes the rule book. I'm like, I have already succeeded at what is happening here. And somehow Emily was like, "I'd like to continue to hang out with this guy and play games with him." So I appreciate that. All right, so here's a weird one. And Emily, I know you've played this one, Zulreto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing. It's at a 6.8, which isn't, like we said, that's not horrible.
Yeah.
I think it's slightly better than 6.8. I have previously rated it at 7.5. But here's the interesting thing. Zulreto is based on a card game, Coloretto. They kind of took Coloretto. It has the same engine to it. They took that engine and expanded it a little more. So now instead of just playing cards and being like, "Oh, I collected a set of cards," you are collecting sets of zoo animals and actually manipulating them in zoos and cages. Mm-hmm. I think it's a lot better than Coloretto. Coloretto is a 7.0 on BGG. So that is really interesting to me.
I love Zulreto.
Of the 2, I think Zulreto is the much better game.
You said you rated Zulreto at a 7.5?
That's where I have it.
You rate fractionally?
Yes.
Do you not?
What? No.
Just do whole numbers?
Yes.
Honestly, I probably would do whole numbers, even though I just said
do fractional? How
7.2.
do you do that?
You have to actually go in and
manually
I'm
type
actually
it.
holding up the iPad right now to show how to do this. So you have to go in and then actually set it.
Because you can click the stars.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Yep, and then you point 3.
Oh my God.
So here's why I do that.
I have to stop recording now and go work on my whole collection.
The difference between a 7 and an 8. A 7 is good and usually willing to play, and an 8 is very good, would enjoy playing it, and would suggest it. Sometimes I feel like I'm in the middle of those 2 scenarios.
Yeah,
and so I
that's fair.
give it a half point.
Half point.
I have never done. I don't think I've gone anything like a 6.3 or a 7.9.
Okay.
There might be occasion
So
where
I was
this
about to
is
say-
almost an 8, but not quite. I might
So
do
we're
a
doing like
7.9.
0.1, 0.5, and 0.9s.
All right, my next one, I think a couple of you played recently. So also at a 6.9 according to BGG, I have Lanterns, the Harvest Festival.
Yes.
I think that's a pretty game. It's light. It's got an easy entry point. But when you start to get into the late game especially, man, that's a deep strategy to try and figure out how to squeeze out those last few points ahead of everybody else.
I love Lanterns.
It was on my list as well as a potential to talk about.
Oh, I recognize the box.
Super fun, light, breezy, but like you said, just enough there to make you always think about your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good choice.
Thank you.
My next one is going to be a bit of a chunkier one. It is Hippocrates.
Oh, let's go.
And it's from a publisher that just went out of business, unfortunately, Game Brewer. But it's a kind of a crunchy Euro for sure. You're in Greece in 370 BCE, and Hippocrates has just passed away. And it's a Euro game that's all about drafting doctors and medicine and patients. And you're trying to pair up these patients with these doctors who have specialties that you need to get those doctors the specific medicines to then heal patients that need certain medicines. It's a fun dance of trying to pair up patients with doctors. And as you draft these patients, they begin kind of in a, it's kind of funny, in the hospital in the upper level. But then as you take longer and longer to heal them, they move down the next level and eventually might pass away if you don't heal them fast enough.
Oh, no.
And just really neat implementation of drafting in this game in multiple aspects. Underrated game, I think for sure. BGG has it as a 6.8. It's definitely an 8 for me. I have fun every time I play it, and it's just a unique theme. Really enjoy it.
It also made my list, so I'm going to have to come up with an alternate for that. The other thing I really like about that game, we have talked in several games about resource management and that the game might have a tight market. Hippocrates might have the tightest market I've ever seen. You are struggling for the resources through the whole game.
No, thank you.
Yeah, they give you some ways to manage it here and there, but it is tight for sure.
All right. Continuing on to Emily's card game show. Another one on my list is Avant Card. So this is a game I demoed at Gen Con last year. Really enjoyed it. Deck builder, took it home. Pretty, cute theme. I just really enjoy the artwork and the gameplay. We've mentioned it on the show. So, yeah, I think that deserves to be higher.
How many more rounds do you have in you, JK?
I got at least 2 more.
Okay, good. I'll save something for the last round then. So this round, I will bring up Hostage Negotiator, which is something we've talked. It's almost like
it's Final Girl, the prototype.
Final Girl version 1, right?
That's funny.
But I like the characters in the game. I like the expansion packs that they did were much simpler than what Final Girl offers. It was basically you would get almost like a magic booster pack of cards, and that would have a new terrorist in it and some new rules for the game. So it's fun. It is Final Girl is definitely a better game overall, but I think it's higher than it's for me it's a higher than a 6.9 for sure.
Okay. Another 6.9 on BGG for me, and one that we have featured on the show. That's Bacon.
Oh,
Bacon is only at a 6.9.
That's wild.
maybe it's too new.
It could be. Yeah.
That's what I was wondering about Avant Card.
Yeah, I could see that. Because I think Bacon's going to be a slow burn as people discover, and they're like, man, I like that Scout game, but I've played it out a lot. What else is there?
Yeah. And for the record, I think, Dwayne, you've mentioned this, that you've gone back and since played it in the team versus team version.
I did.
Oh, you have?
And it significantly improved the game as well?
I don't know that it improved it. I thought it was very interesting because the way it works, if your team does not go out first, if a member of your team is not the first person to go out, you do not score any points. So that is a prerequisite for even earning points in the game. And then it's going to be if a member of your team goes out, you are racing to go out as quickly as possible to get max number of points, because the other thing is the first person out gains no points. It is just the privilege of scoring points for your team.
Oh, okay.
And then defensively, if your team does not go out first, you are trying to go out quickly to let the other team score as few points as possible. So it is a completely different dynamic than what we played as a individual game.
Well, my next one, and maybe my last one, we'll see how long we keep going. I'm going to say Kodama, the Tree Spirits, or as how me and my wife always say it, Kodama. Oh.
I could so hear her saying that.
This is a delightful little small box game from Indie Board and Cards. BGG ranks it as 6.7. I would definitely put it at a 7.5, maybe even an 8, but 7.5 solidly. It's a card game, but you're building out a little tree with kodamas on it that you have little caterpillars and fireflies that you're putting around this tree. But you're literally, think of in front of you is a card that has a picture of a tree trunk on it. And over the course of the game, you're drafting other cards from a market that have pictures of tree limbs, and you're overlapping those tree limb cards on your trunk to build out branches. So over time, you just have this picture in front of you of a bunch of cards that are overlapping each other, slowly building out the size of your tree. And all these branches are, like I said, little iconographies of caterpillars and fireflies and kodama, and you score points for how long you can trace one type of, let's say, caterpillar from the trunk all the way to the tip top of that particular branch, and all that kind of stuff. Just really neat, really, really kind of cozy game, unique theme. So recommend playing it if you come across it. Maybe I'll bring it out to an event, but Kodama, the Tree Spirits. Kodama.
Emily, you got one more?
Yep, I do. All right, so my last one is going to be a little game called Dutch Blitz.
Oh, yeah.
There is a very similar game you can play with bicycle cards called Nerds. And that one's shown up to a few of our events, so people might be more familiar with that. But it's basically you have your own blitz pile. You have like 3 little columns that kind of play like solitaire, and then you have the main area of the table that everyone can contribute to, and you're trying to put all of the cards in order 1 through 10 into stacks of like the same color, which would be like the suit. So if you have Nerds, it's just traditional card suits. If you have the Dutch Blitz pack, it's blue and orange are the boy suits, and like yellow and green are the girl suits. I might have mixed it up. Please don't hate me if I did. But and so that's how you get your positive points, like getting rid of your blitz pile. You want to do that so that you minimize how many negative points you're getting in around. Very fun, very fast-paced game. Our family loves it. So it's always fun to bring out to family gatherings.
I played a lot of Speed in high school, and while at the moment I cannot remember how to play Speed, I seem to remember the first time I played Dutch Blitz, it's like, this is very Speed-like.
Yes. It scratches the same itch in the brain, for me at least.
So as I was going through the list, I got really weirded out for just a fraction of a second, because as I filtered out everything that was 7.0 and higher, and I was going through the list, Battlestar Galactica showed up. I was like, what? That can't possibly be true. I know it's the 1978 version from Parker Brothers, which probably
that is actually
out.
true.
Yeah. That's seems accurate. But what I wanted to do for the last round is I went to the very bottom, like the lowest rated Board Game Geek game that I own.
Okay.
And then I started scrolling up. I'm like, what do I have that I actually think is playable? And for me, fun is a huge factor in my ratings. Like, if I am having a good time with a game, I don't care if it's broken. I don't care if, other things about it. If I'm having a good time, I'm going to give it a high rating. And the game I came up with is called Falling. Has anyone played Falling?
Never heard of it.
I'm going to walk you through it. It is a real-time game where you and your opponents have mysteriously fallen out of an airplane and are heading towards the ground. The winner is going to be the last person to hit the ground. And
like Grim at all.
And the events happen in real time. So the one issue with the game is it does require one player to sit out each round to be the dealer. And so the dealer takes the cards, and as quickly as the players want them to go, you're going to deal out a card. When a card appears in front of you, you can push that card to the center of the table to have effects happen. So, JK, you might decide to split James's pile, so now he's getting 2 cards every time I come around to him. Or Emily might throw a punch on JK, which will have other effects. But it is it's just like boom, 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 and hands are flying all over the table, and a lot of stuff is happening all at the same time. And it lasts like maybe a minute and a half. It's a really delightful game. It's really silly, and it's definitely worth. It's definitely better than the 5.5 that it has gotten on the Geek.
Okay. My last game, it's ranked at a 6.5 on BGG, and I could probably bring it out more. I genuinely enjoy playing this, but there's a reason I don't bring it out more. It is very specifically themed, and that's the 12 Days of Christmas card game.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't know if you've ever played this with me. It's a big deck of cards, kind of similar to the Flip 7 deck, where you've got 1 1, 2 2s, 3 3s, all the way up to 12 12s. You start the game by dealing out 12 cards to every player in the game.
Okay.
The first phase of the game is you have to give your neighbor a gift. So you're going to take one of your cards and slide it over to the neighbor. That's going to keep happening every turn. You play the game over 12 rounds. In the first round, you're betting on what's the first day of Christmas? Partridge in a Pear Tree. Mm-hmm. So you're bidding on how much you want the partridge in a pear tree for. And the winner is going to be the one that plays the highest value card out of their hand.
Yeah.
12s obviously beat everything below that. There is a Mrs. Claus and a Santa Claus card in the game that can beat any other card that's played. As you win the gift of the day, you're going to collect those, and those are just straight up points. But at the end of the game, you're also going to look at the 12 cards you have remaining in your hand, because you're drawing up after each round. Whoever has the most 1s will get a point. Whoever has the most 2s will get a point. So while you're trying to use your 12s to win the prizes, you also want to hold 12s back because you want to have the most 12s to get 12 points at the end of the game. It's a nice little balance to see, managing what's in your hand and also winning the tricks to get the gifts. Plays out really well. It's a lot of fun, but because of its theme, I only ever bring it out around Christmas time.
Yeah. Well, I have a few games that are definitely seasonal that I only bring out. I think that's all my games that are probably going to be talked about today. Anybody else have any last takers?
I'm good.
I think I'm
All
good.
set.
And Gleeples, that's, 12 at least?
Ish, 11.
Games
Yeah.
that we talked about?
I think I talked about 5.
Oh, yeah. So that's a lot of games that you should definitely check out, or ask us to bring to an event if you're local and we'll play it with you. Clearly, we like all these games, and probably should play them more than we do.
Our opinions are better than BGG's. Just trust us.
All right, Gleeples, this game of the show is Juicy Fruits. Juicy Fruits is published by Deep Print Games. The designer is Christian Storr. Art was by Annika Heller. It plays 1 to 4 players, but is at its most gleeful at 3. JK, walk us through Juicy Fruits.
Juicy Fruits is both a grid movement and tile placement game in which you have an island. That island is surrounded by ships waiting to depart the island with full loads of fruit. You also have a few tokens in the middle of the island that generate that fruit for you by moving them around. The further you can move them, the more pieces of fruit you get. Every turn, you have to choose one of your fruit tokens to move. And then you've got some questions ahead of you. Do you want to use the fruit that you gain to offload one of those ships from the island? Or do you want to turn that fruit into buying a business that can go on the island and maybe generate even more points and more fruit? You can also play a variant of the game that gives you a juice stand that gives you the option to move forward through the juice factory to get different points that way. There's a lot of things to consider. This is a really, really simple game that when you start to dig into it, becomes a lot more complicated. It's Juicy Fruit, not the gum.
So I brought this game to the table.
Yes, James.
I have not played many other games, if any that I can think of, that bring back kind of that slide puzzle mechanism.
Yes.
Yeah.
James, let me tell you where the teach went sideways for me. Because we set up the boards, and the first words out of James' mouth was, this is a slide puzzle. For every space you move it, you get that many fruits. And then the room kind of went white on me, and I was just seeing my board, and I was already calculating out like my first 3 turns. It was amazing.
Now, to be clear, in a straight line. That has been an issue in the past.
No diags.
Oh my God, I would love to play the version where you can.
Well, if you can scoot it up, down, left, right, you don't. You don't
have an infinite loop, I guess.
Yeah.
No corners. I love a game where like the first 5 rounds go really quickly. It feels like it's not a slow start to the game whatsoever. We're all like, okay, 2 limes, 2 mango steams, like. We are kicking and a rolling.
Well,
because
within the first few rounds of the game, we've all accumulated enough fruit, or we've sent our first ship out, and we've all got a point and a clear spot on our board, and then it starts to complicate.
Yeah, because you start the game with no resources, so your first few turns are literally just trying to get some fruit to then do actual actions on your turn. And that one of the neat things about how the board is laid out is the ships that JK mentioned that surround your island are all covering potential extra spaces for you to free up. So if you can ship that boat off, that's one more space in your boat that you now have available to move your fruit tokens around to get more fruit. So now instead of just moving it 2 spaces, I can move all the 3 spaces. So I can shift this fruit token and get 3 mangosteens and just start getting more fruit. So it's kind of you're trying to get your fruit engine going by shipping off these boats and getting resources. But it takes time to do that. Right? Some of your every time you ship a boat off, it's worth victory points. So your 1 victory point boat might only need 1 lime and 1 mangosteen, but your 8-point victory boat needs 3 oranges and 3 bananas, so 6 total. So you got to get your fruit engine going to work up to that.
And as you're getting those ships cleared away, you are clearing space on your island. Now, the flip side of that is you can also purchase businesses, and some of those businesses are mobile businesses that will generate additional pieces of fruit. Some of them are permanent fixtures. Once you put it on your island, you are permanently blocking out a cube of movement. And the higher businesses, the higher end businesses, the ones that are getting you 10, 12, 15, or even 18 points, might occupy multiple spaces on your island that are permanently blocked out
on your island. And we're talking about a 5x5 grid
to start with,
to which the middle 3 spaces on the entire border of the grid are immediately blocked off because of the ships. So it's very limited in the beginning, and that's why you're talking about like the fruit engine. But it's so fascinating how like quickly the game ramps up. It's a game where it's like if you slide your fruit good enough, then you could get victory points every single round.
And what's fun about that is your first turn, there is no way you're going to get exactly 1 fruit.
A fruit.
Okay. But that means your second turn could potentially net you 2 fruits.
Right.
And you can unlock a ship, which means your third turn could net you 3 fruits. So you are like already off to the races, like within 3 turns of the game. And because everyone is simply sliding a fruit and taking a fruit, those first rounds were like, we played
super fast.
3 rounds in a minute.
Yeah.
Like boom, boom, boom. It's amazing.
This game is quietly vicious.
Oh yeah.
And I think part of the thing that throws me off for it is it's cutesy. It's got big colorful wooden block fruits. It looks like it's a game. Who'd you say the company is? It's
Deep Print Games.
Deep Print Games. It looks like a Haba game. It looks like it's designed for kids. The artwork on it is very PBS Sunday morning cartoons. It looks like it's going to be this very, very pleasant, simple experience, and man, it's brutal.
Honestly, I saw this played for the first time at TGD years ago, probably when it first came out, and I did not look at the gameplay, which is on me, but just looking at it from afar, I was probably behind my computer doing work at the time and not really paying attention. But looking at it, I'm like, that does look like a kid's game. Like when I see big pieces, I automatically think they are made big for tiny fingers to have an easy time. In this case, maybe it was made big for senior citizens to have an easy time picking up, because it is great and fascinating.
while we're playing the game, we have this counter that is like just counting down to, or you can just cough right into the mic.
Yeah.
I tried. I gave it a go. It surprised me.
So while we're playing this game, there is this counter to like the end of the game of what's buying from the market will trigger end game. And we also had the juice stand. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Getting to the end of the juice stand can also move that counter down. I started to like get nervous because I'm like, okay, the first part of the game went super fast and then it started slowing down a little bit as we had to make more critical decisions. And then it's one of those like, it almost feels like panic buying.
Sure.
Where it's like, oh, I need to get something from the market. It was like JK took the fruit stands that can yield multiple fruits.
Mm-hmm.
And you took like what, 2 or 3?
I got 2 of them early in the game.
And there's like 4 total. And so it's just like, oh no. Like
and you took the one, I think there was one left on the board.
And I got
you
it.
Grabbed
Yeah.
it right before I was going to. I was like, oh, that's not too great for what I'm trying to achieve here.
Yeah, because that's what, to get that fruit engine going, I'm like, if I want to yield the most amount of opportunities, I need something like that on my board.
I definitely needed, I didn't realize it at the time, but I needed one of those for my strategy that I was going for to work. And spoiler alert, it didn't work because I didn't get that one token.
That business district that we're all drawing from as well, I think is 20 different pieces that go in there.
Yeah.
There's more than 20 that come with the game. So
Yes.
it is a random assortment that goes in there.
I do like, and then a random placement, because if you buy from the first row, then you get a victory point. If you buy from the 5th row, it's like 5 victory points.
But more expensive on the fruit.
Correct. And so I found that interesting. So it's like you might need to have a little bit of a different strategy every time you play.
It did create some interesting shenanigans in the market where I want to say the 18-point tile that goes on your island was 5 fruits to buy. Mm-hmm. But the 15-point tile was 2 fruits to buy. And of course, I mean, the level of the market would change those points slightly. I think the 18-point was worth 21 points and the 15 was worth 16 points. But still, that's a big difference for that number of fruit. So I thought that was kind of fascinating.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing there is I saw that when we set it up and I was like, that's a great value. Mm-hmm. But do you race for that on the front end?
Blocking a
block
bunch of
up
stuff
on your board, right? So then everyone just plays for a little while, clearing up the board, trying to make space for this point thing.
But then once you have space for it, someone's already got it. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's I rushed the end of our game on accident. I think because of that, like it. I think in some games I have taken too long before, and that just results in the other person just accumulating more and more points. And so I think I kind of rushed the ending because I wanted to limit how many points JK was getting. Because like everything is visually laid out. We're adding our victory points as we're going through the game, so I can see exactly who is in first, second, third, and fourth at any given moment. And then I remember endgame scoring exists as well.
Some of the bonus tiles that you can buy out of the market strictly generate end-game bonuses. And the other one that we hadn't talked about yet is the ice cream cart. So there's an ice cream cart that you can buy from the market that when you move it along your island, you are allowed to sell different varieties of ice cream cones. And depending on which fruits you have available to you to turn back in when you move that, it can be anywhere from 3 to 16 points. Now, when we started the game, there were 6 ice cream carts in the market.
So
I thought
many.
for sure this was going to be an ice cream heavy game.
I didn't want to deal with it.
And it didn't really turn out that way. No, I think
Wait, there were ice cream carts in the game?
Uh-huh.
I had no idea.
I think actually by the end of the game, I was the only person that even bought an ice cream.
I bought the blue one.
You did
That was my so.
Well, did you generate ice cream?
No, because Emily ended the game. Well, one, no, because Emily accidentally ended the game.
Yeah, I think,
also because I did not play my strategy well because I needed one of those tokens to get me the fruits that I needed.
yeah, I think I was the only one that actually generated ice cream.
Because here's the unique thing about the ice cream carts is for each space, you're able to move it on your board. So if I move it 3 spaces, I can deliver that many ice cream cones on one single turn. I got the blue ice cream cart, which requires the most expensive. So if I want to deliver one blue ice cream, I have to, for each one, deliver a full set of fruits, one of each. But each one would be worth 16 points.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to accomplish was to get to where I freed up my board enough to where I could move my ice cream cart 3 spaces and then have 3 full sets of fruits so I could get 48 points
all in
one
fell
foul swoop. And I couldn't get the 3 sets of fruits fast enough because I couldn't generate my fruit in the right way.
You were so close.
That token could have helped me with.
I didn't catch on to what you were doing until after the game was done.
Same.
We were packing up, and I looked over and looked at that stack of fruit and went, we almost got killed by that.
I kept looking at the board and like counting his fruits and like looking at where he could be buying, totally forgetting ice cream existed. Because that's what, like, there's so many things you can focus on, and I completely, much like I did the water in Harmony, it's I ignored the ice cream aspect so that I could try to block people or disincentivize people from using the juice stand behind me. And then making sure I could get like 3 or more fruits every turn.
We took 4 very different paths. To
We
scoring.
did. Yeah. And that's what, like, I think, yeah, like if you do ice cream well enough, then I think you can get away with not getting those permanent big victory point stuff. And then if you get a lot of big permanent victory point stuff, you can get away with not doing any of the high point ice creams.
Can we talk about this? I think the juice track is trash.
I think it's
not
a lot
my
of favorite.
for
not a lot of
very
payoff.
little return.
The juice factory thing.
Yeah.
But I got furthest along the juice factory and had the tile that generated end game points based on how I did.
I think that's
so the link of those two was powerful.
It might be good for that player who gets that, but that token's not guaranteed to be in the game just because you're running the juice factory, right? So that could play a lot. But I didn't completely discount it. I was looking for opportunities to use it based on the fruits that I had on my board, but I just did not see where it was worthwhile to mess with.
That's what, and you were behind me on the juice stand, and every time you might have had an opportunity to, I had blocked all of the immediate.
Everyone on the juice
stand.
Well,
yes, I know. I know.
Dwayne's strategy was definitely going after the big single point one shot.
Well, it started the first part of my strategy was getting as many boats off of my island as quickly as possible to give myself room to move around to generate more fruits. And then looking at the board and seeing what you all were doing, I decided there was going to be a tipping point where I had to stop taking stuff off and start buying the shops, the big shops. And when I saw the opportunity, I had a nice chunk of my board clear. I saw the opportunity to grab the 18-pointer. And I was like, 100%. This is where like this is going to start happening.
A turn or two before I was going to go for it, too. I was so upset.
You also had a lot of space cleared on your island and was going after big bulk moves of fruit. James had the aborted ice cream strategy that didn't work out so well.
I was almost going to... I tried to abort it early and just move 2 spots because I had 2 of each, a full set of 2. But then the end of the game just got rushed, and I just couldn't make it happen. Dwayne, I kind of agree with you on the fruit factory. I went ahead and...
Juice factory,
sorry. I included it in our play because I know that you could still, having experienced that, it would be easy to still kind of segment your opinion out on if it wasn't there, how would I feel about the game? And I don't think it interrupted that feedback because the more I play with it, I kind of agree. It's not that interesting of a addition. And
I do like that it ties up other players though, because I think it expands what people can focus on. Because if we didn't have the juice stand, would all of us be more focused on the market, and then like the pace of the game changes that way.
Yeah, because it does require spending fruit to progress, through the juice factory. And could those extra fruit that you're spending, would they really be better used to go towards freeing up boats, which then frees up space? And because you gain some victory points along the track, but that's about it. And it's not very exciting when you play it. So.
I thought the thing that made the juice factory interesting was it wasn't on your turn, you have to move a fruit tile to get fruit. And then you can either ship off a boat or buy a business. And then you also can do the juice factory.
Yes.
It was thrown on as like an extra. Spoilers, this is not the first time I've played this game. I've got a few plays under my belt. I have found almost every time that the scoring is really tight. Everybody stays really, really close. And I think in that instance, maybe the Juice Factory becomes more popular because it's just an additional chance to pull away from the crowd.
Okay. I hate to play Fix a Game after only one game, but I feel like the Juice Factory might be more interesting if there was like you lost points for not keeping up with the leader or something.
No, I hate that.
Yeah,
Darwin's Journey has that with the ship, and I hate that.
Maybe that's what's influencing my opinion on that.
If you're behind in the Juice Factory, you get squeezed.
Oh, gross. That's funny. Though.
I just didn't see a good return.
However, with as much points as this game generates, I don't think I would hate it because, like I said, like there's so much opportunity to get higher up in points.
Yeah. I think it would just be more interesting if there were other bonuses you were getting along the way.
I agree.
I think that would totally solve it. If it was more than just, a few victory points here and there, but if it had just, iconography on some of the spots where, hey, if you land here, you get to get more fruit or, get a bonus fruit or just some kind of a bonus thing, I think that would make it more fun.
Maybe if the options were points or something else.
Yeah. I think because then it kind of gets you that, it helps with your whatever engine you're trying to build. The whole game is that fruit engine. So like nothing on the fruit or the Juice Factory track gives you that. It's just about points. So if they give you something that would help you incorporate the Juice Factory strategy into your engine, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
So,
didn't R. Kelly have an album called Juice Factory?
Nope.
Not talking about that? Okay.
Nope.
Well,
so,
guys,
how would we rate it?
I've played it before. I own it, although I don't play it as often as I think I could. It's a pleasant surprise. I think when you look at this game, it as Dwayne said, it looks childish. It's not childish. There's more weight to it. To me, it's a keep to play.
I looked at it like it was stupid. It was not stupid.
For me, if it's a 7.0 on BGG, so
nice.
It was almost going to be, it would have been one of my picks in the underrated conversation we just had. It is absolutely a keep it to play for me. It's a sleeper hit. Once I got this in my collection and played it, it's always fun. It's enjoyable. Yeah, it's always going to be in my collection.
Not a heavy play, not a long play either. It's in and done pretty quick.
And unique. I have no other slide puzzle game in my collection.
No.
It really is unique. It was very refreshing.
Juicy.
I know. Just like a nice cold glass of juice. Anyway, it is a keep it to play for me. I would love to introduce this to my family. I do not currently own it, but I loved it. Very much enjoyed it.
I'll put it this way. Amazon's going to have my copy here tomorrow.
Hey, look at that.
Really?
That is hilarious.
I love and I want to find other games that have a slide puzzle aspect to it because, again, the moment you said that, James, I was like, this sounds like something I would really, really be into. Enjoyed it a lot.
If you end up liking the game, I will mention there's an expansion for it, and it's not just a normal expansion. It's an expansion box, kind of. It comes with 5 separate modules you can add to it.
Oh, I love that kind of stuff.
I've started to experiment with them. Some are better than others, but it definitely switches it up. So would recommend checking that out if you're interested.
So how did the scores...
How did the scores play out?
James, how did your ice cream strategy go?
So
Yeah, you want to start that?
I'll start off. My strategy completely failed, but that's user error. Like JK said, most of the time scores are actually very tight.
Yeah.
I fell way behind the group. I was in the 40s or something, and y'all were way up there.
How many
User
turns
error,
did you need to pull that off? How many more turns would you have needed?
2 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which you would have gotten had I not misunderstood my end game bonus time.
I would have gotten 1 more, I think.
I think it was coming around for me.
The 1 more would have allowed me to deliver 2 sets.
Yeah.
So still not enough. But I did the math. Even if I'd gotten 3 sets, I still wouldn't have won. But it would have put me up there in the same grouping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dwayne's strategy of clear out the island and buy the big tiles paid off very well.
Pretty nicely.
You walked away as the winner of the game.
Yeah, what was my lead on that? Y'all go ahead and give the rest of the scores and all.
It was the big battle for second place.
And it was close.
It was
whole
very
game, we were
close.
Neck and neck. And as we get into the final turns, Emily's like, I think I've got you. And I said, I have tiles that are going to get me end game points.
And then I was like, oh no, is there anything else on the market that is endgame points? And we're like one counter away from being able to trigger endgame. And I was like, what's this one? And it's like, that's for cleared beaches, and that's pretty good for you. And I was like, oh, I have cleared so many ships, forgetting what beaches were. So I'm counting my ships. I'm like, yeah, like I've shipped like 6. You're telling me this is 4 points each? And I'm like, this is amazing. I'm totally going to blow JK out of the water. No.
JK takes second.
JK got it.
So,
Close.
JK, there's only a 7-point difference between us. Do you feel like, and I'm almost certain the game would have gone one more turn if Emily hadn't done it. Do you feel like there was a way to make up those 7 points in one turn?
For Emily?
For you.
For you.
Could you have won?
No. In one more turn, I would have gotten 2 more points off of the juice bar. I don't know that I could have made up 7.
See, and that's what, if I had waited one more turn, I would have beaten you, because I would have shipped my last ship, and then I would have cleared an extra beach. So then I could have gone from 8 points to 12 points.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd have had the other 2 from the juice factory. So I might have.
What was our point difference?
But then Dwayne would have done something probably.
You and I were 5 points apart.
5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on track to get whatever the next building was, I think. So that would have bumped me up.
Or maybe a boat or something.
Dwayne would have
So
still
you would have
done
increased
first.
your lead.
Yeah, a little bit.
And James, another 48 points from you. You're right there with Emily and I. So
Yeah, right there.
2 turns and 48 points is all James needed.
I would have been at like 76, I think, if I'd been able to get
And I was at 75. Yeah.
yeah. So it would have been close.
This is really like one of the games that I've been. I liked Harmonies that we did last episode. It was fun. It's fun. I'd play it again. The Juicy Fruits, I love.
Hidden Gem.
Is that what you
It
wanted
really
Harmonies to be, or something like that? Like, is that a game like you wanted Harmonies to be, or just 2 different?
No, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I've actually Harmonies turned out to be so much better than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to, say that I wanted it to be Juicy. Juicy Fruit was just a surprise delight.
All right, JK. So what's our next game?
So we've already played Castles of Burgundy, which is my all-time favorite game. And I'm going through real quick to look at this to see if I own anything else by this designer. It was designed by Stefan Feld. And I didn't own anything else out of his... Except for one that I bought this year.
I was about to say, is Dwayne already ahead of us?
Has Dwayne figured it out? So I'm pleasantly fascinated with this game since I acquired it just a couple months ago. We're going to be playing Marrakesh.
Yep.
Yeah, Dwayne
had it written down.
I'm excited about this because if I don't pick a game, we don't usually play things that I've played before. I've played Marrakesh, and we'll save our thoughts, but I'm happy to see it return to the table.
Because you enjoy playing games you don't like. Totally get it.
Sometimes. That's not always sometimes. So with 4 keep its plays, that's a 4 out of 4 on the Glee meter. If you have any thoughts on Marrakesh, Juicy Fruit, or any other game we talked about this episode, shoot us an email at pod@gleefulmeeple.com.
So I think we've talked enough about games that it's time to play a game on air. No, not a board game, a game about board games. This week, I have graced y'all's presence with a game I'm calling Games in a Box.
That's exactly how I like my games.
Yes.
Yeah, in a box.
Games in a box.
You know how I don't like them on a food
In a
buffet?
bag.
It's just messy. It's gross. There's noodles everywhere.
So
Games on fire.
I asked the hosts before recording, and none of them had ever heard of this game called Things in a Box. It's a really simple party game. You would get a prompt, things that blank, or whatever the card would say, and then everyone writes down something. They put it all in the box, and then the reader pulls them out, and then everyone has to guess who wrote that thing.
Okay.
So the way we're going to play this game is I'm going to give y'all a prompt. For example, games you would recommend to a newbie. Everyone is going to DM me their option. I am going to read the submissions aloud, and everyone on your provided whiteboard will write down who you think submitted what. So you have a maximum of 2 points because you're going to know which one you did. And if, for example, no one guessed like Dwayne correctly, then Dwayne is going to get an extra point for that.
Question 1.
All right. Games that have miniatures. We're not talking meeples. We're talking about the miniatures that like you can paint. Okay. For a second, I was very nervous that someone was going to repeat an answer, but we're good. All right. Your options / submissions are Marvel United, Cthulhu Death May Die, and Mansions of Madness. Who wrote what? Oh, you can even keep your score on your card because it's there's a scoring chart right there. Marvel United, Cthulhu Death May Die, and Mansions of Madness. All right, ready? Oh, are you typing it out? Okay.
I'm ready.
There we go. And go ahead and reveal. So, the correct answers. James submitted Mansions of Madness.
I knew that would get somebody.
JK submitted Cthulhu Death May Die. And Dwayne submitted Marvel United.
All right.
All right. So I will get 2 points for getting each one right?
Yes.
Okay.
JK.
I got 2 points.
James.
I got 2 points.
There you go.
Wait. You guys didn't get it totally right? Oh, wait a minute. The only one I got right was mine.
So you get no points.
That's great.
Yeah. You get a point for guessing your own game. Look at me. I'm so smart, guys.
And just to be clear, everyone was guessed correctly by at least one person.
I was.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess.
And you guessed
and
James.
I guessed them, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That qualifies.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. I'm warming up.
I'm in
feeling
the
good.
We get it. We got it. We're good. All right. Games that are based on movie IP. Games that are based on movie IP. And I did specify movie because I didn't want to hear Elder Scrolls the board game one more time. I feel like some of y'all are trying to like guess other people's answers so that it'll be like a fake out.
Never heard James talk about Mansions of Madness in my life.
Right? I know. I saw that and I was like, oh boy.
And that's how I was able to piece it together.
That's funny. Okay. I'm going to need James and JK to pick a different game.
No.
Oh, what? Really?
I'm trying to think what movie you all
Oh,
Dwayne, for bonus points if you can guess what they said.
movie.
This feels like the game where everyone tries to guess what Dwayne would say.
By movie, do you mean released in a theater, or does TV miniseries count?
Battlestar Galactica. TV miniseries is still a TV show, but they both put Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, all right, let's roll. Your new submissions for games that are based on movie IP. We have Battleship, Jaws, and The Godfather. Which I didn't know 2 of these were board games. Now I'm interested. I'm going to have to play some of these. I'm going to have to watch the movies. There's a lot of intense staring, some sighing, some squinting.
Y'all are locked in?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to talk through this real quick.
I'm not making
Would you like to talk through it in a microphone?
I would love to use the microphone. My immediate thought was JK would go Godfather. But, like, Battleship's kind of a deep cut movie. And I feel like that's also in JK's wheelhouse. I think I'm going to go with my initial... Okay, let's see how we do.
All right. JK submitted. Oh, wait, go ahead. Sorry. Show him. JK submitted Battleship.
Oof.
Yeah.
Dwayne submitted Jaws.
Yeah.
And James submitted The Godfather.
I'm only good at figuring out my own.
So James was undetected that round?
Yeah.
Undetected.
Yeah.
Do I
All
get
right.
more points?
Yep. One more point.
Nice. Okay.
There you go. All right. Our next category.
What was it about Jaws that threw you all to me? I thought that was so random.
Because I don't know that I've seen James talk about the board game for Jaws.
Have you seen me talk about the board game for Jaws?
Yeah, you like all those games in that.
We just
The
talked about how you
the
had all the
Prospero
old.
Stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that is pretty false.
Really?
I do not care for a lot of their stuff.
Okay.
That is funny.
But I like that I got you the right answer. So
Did you have The Shining?
I do have The Shining, but that's because it was a discount.
Okay.
All right. Games that are a hard teach.
Okay.
Games that are a hard teach.
I'm not going to put the obvious one.
Once again, you can interpret that however you want. These are some good submissions. We're just waiting on James now.
Yeah. I had an immediate response, but I think that would be a bad choice.
There was a part of me that wanted to do like games you had a bad experience with, but it wasn't because of the game. But I felt like that was very specific.
My high school girlfriend broke up with me during that game.
I know how I would have answered that one for sure.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Speaking of that, we were playing Bonanza recently, and as we were playing, my brother-in-law was like, we played this before. I said, it's funny you bring that up because the last time we played that was about 17 years ago, and Jennifer, his wife, realized she was pregnant with their youngest daughter. And I said, and previous to that, when we played, two of our friends found out they were pregnant.
So
and Brian said, we are not playing this game tonight.
That is very funny. All right, the submissions are in. So this is games that are a hard teach. Number 1, we have Wonderland's War. We have 18XX. And we have Galactic Cruise. Wonderland's War, 18XX, and Galactic Cruise. See, now I'm just farming for game titles that I haven't played, I feel like.
James,
right.
if I do not get this right, I have been snowed. I have been snowed.
I'm making a last minute change here.
Last minute change to JK's board.
Okay.
Ready? All right, go ahead and reveal. All right. Good job, JK.
We all got it
James-
right.
All got it, I think.
There you go.
done.
James
Well
submitted
done.
Galactic Cruise. Dwayne submitted 18XX. JK has submitted Wonderland's War.
So I know why JK submitted that, but I was there. I thought James might be using that information against me, which would have been the best bluff of all time.
I thought one of y'all were going to choose Darwin's Journey to bluff
my
you guys
word.
on me.
I have deleted that and teach from my memory.
For a hot minute, I almost put Weather Machine as well.
I don't know if you were there for that teach. I mean, you were there
Yeah.
for Darwin's Journey, but
You
were
were
you really
present.
there?
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That is a fair question.
All right, and we're gonna do 2 more. Can we get a scores update?
I have 2.
I have 7.
I have 5.
All right, James is in the lead. We got 2 more rounds. Games that have an expansion. So you're naming technically the base game,
Okay.
but it's a game that has an expansion.
Okay.
Which I was thinking about it, and I feel like a ton of games have expansions now. And we're talking expansions. We're not talking like sequels. expansion games. Everyone who has submitted a game needs to resubmit a different game. There we go. All right. The submissions are Aquatica, Battlestar Galactica, and Meadow. Our rejected options for this round were Thunder Road Vendetta because 2 people submitted them. But we have Meadow, Aquatica, and Battlestar Galactica for almost all the marbles going into the...
This feels too obvious.
All right. I know. It's the metagaming is out of control.
Uh-huh.
I think it really hit a new level on this round.
Is there any double bluffing? All right, go ahead and reveal. All right. Dwayne submitted Meadow.
No.
Yes.
No.
JK submitted Aquatica.
Man.
James submitted Battlestar Galactica.
Nobody got mine.
I was just so sure that JK was bluffing with Battlestar.
So James is the ultimate imposter, is what I'm hearing.
Because I know JK knows Aquatica as well. So.
Yeah.
I didn't think Meadow would be front of mind for you, Dwayne.
Yeah, that surprised
That's
me.
why I did it.
Yep. All right.
After Thunder Road was kicked out, that was my my first one.
All right, for our last round, games that are oldies but goodies. And for the purpose of definitions, we're going to consider oldies as pre-2000. So something from the 1900s.
I hate it when we refer to it that way.
Don't worry, Dwayne. I was born in the 1900s, if that makes you feel better. He's too busy thinking to respond to me. We got some submissions. Waiting on one more. All right. The submissions are in. Ready your pens. We have option 1, Trivial Pursuit. Option 2, Rummikub. Option 3, Guess Who. Games that are oldies but goodies. Trivial Pursuit, Rummikub, or Guess Who. Who submitted what? All right. It seems like we have 2 people locked in. Dwayne is finishing it up. James, remind me how many points you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Whoa.
Nice, well done.
What do you have, Dwayne?
5.
Oh, I thought that was going to be closer. My bad. All right. To secure the lead, go ahead and show your cards.
There you go. I've got mine.
All right. Dwayne submitted Guess Who.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
JK submitted Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
And James submitted Rummikub.
Hey, well
Doubled
done.
my points in one round. How
There you
about
go. So proud of you, JK.
Thanks.
So I believe that has James in the lead with 12,
Indeed.
who is today's winner. And Dwayne and JK were not in the lead.
I think I messed up my scoring because I never got a bonus, so I don't think it's possible for me to have 5 points because it would be all or nothing, right? I'd have to have 2 points or no points, right?
You could get 1 point if you guessed JK correctly every round. You would
But then I would have had to get Jake
1
Haynes.
point per round.
I would have had to get James. I can't get JK right without getting James right unless I guessed my game for one of them.
That is true.
Yeah. Let's call it 6
Did you
points.
do that at some point? Guess your own game wrong?
Possibly. Yep. Okay, cool. I like that. That was fun, Emily. Thank you so much for bringing
Thanks
that
for
game.
playing.
Great.
And that's going to do it for our episode today. We would first like to thank our sponsor, Initech. Innovation, technology, software development. This Texas-based company is on the rise based on their most recent TPS reports and hopes to be a staple of this industry. For further information, contact Vice President Bill Lumberg.
Now that name sounds familiar.
I don't know that name.
But I still don't know what you're talking about.
Really? I stumped you guys on this one? Okay.
Someone has some homework to do.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, it might be hard to find Initech now because now they're known as Initrode. We've left them.
I'm done. No, yeah, no.
It was over my head and by like a foot, and now it's like way.
Do you ever
over
take
my
pennies
head.
from the tray at a convenience store? You mean the jar for children? No, not the jar, the tray.
One of a great 90s comedy from the creator of King of the Hill. Does that give you any hints?
Mike Judge?
Yep.
This is Mike Judge.
Would have been pre-King of the Hill then. 90s, right?
He was
Yeah.
more known for Beavis and Butthead at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you spell Inatep?
INITECH. Be
Animated?
careful though, because there's a real company called Initech now that has come out.
Animated?
Since it is not
Nope.
animated.
Oh.
That's Office Space?
Office Space.
Oh, I love that movie.
I've never
I just-
actually really watched it.
It's great.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's also one of those films where the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't care for this. And then rewatch it with some friends. I'm like, this might be one of the best comedies of all time.
It's really good.
I've seen it once and I watched them smash a printer.
I think we need
Yeah.
to wrap this up so that we can watch
Stapler.
this
Yeah,
movie.
let's go watch this. Hey, by the time this episode airs, it's going to be late July. Stay tuned for our next episode as we start to gear up for Gen Con.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're already
I'm
there.
so excited.
I know. Come see us at our events as well. Gleeful Meeple all through Nashville through the summer. It's going to be hot. Come inside, have a cold beer, play some games with us. We are emailable at pod@gleefulmeeple.com and Instagrammable at gleefulmeeplepod. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye, Gleeples.